minus fx and divided by h, and h approaches 0. This limit is derivative. Okay. Now, my question is now, if I have constant function, fx equals, for example, 7, or in general, constant function we denoted by c, and for example, fx equals c. Hopefully, you know what is function, what is graph of constant function. For example, fx equals 3. What is this graph?
Line.
Okay, Georgi, line. What kind of line?
Horizontal line.
Horizontal line. Very good, Nika. And I will continue. I think Nika means that here is 3, and this line is graph of this function. Okay. My next question is, what is the slope of this line?
0.
Very good, Nika. Thank you. So slope of this line is 0. Slope of horizontal line, it's always 0. Why it's always 0? Because we know that slope, it's difference of coordinates, difference of second coordinates over difference of first coordinates. And if function is constant, this difference is 0. This difference is 0. And that's why m is 0. Okay. By the way, what is derivative of vertical line? It does not exist. Derivative of vertical line does not exist. Vertical line has no slope. Okay. And because when we have vertical line, this denominator, x2 minus x1, this is 0, and we can divide number by 0. So vertical line does not have slope. Okay. Also, we know that sometimes slope of line is positive and sometimes it's negative. And when we have positive slope, in this case, slope will be positive or negative?
Positive.
It's positive, and slope of negative, we can sketch slope of negative line. Okay, it's just to recall what is the slope line. Okay. Now, my question is now, and this is first question about derivatives. My first question is, what is derivative of constant function? So,
0.
Okay, Nika thinks that this is 0. Anyone can confirm or any other opinion? fx equals c. Or I can say, what is derivative of 5? So we have only one opinion, then this is 0. Any other opinion about derivative? Or maybe someone can confirm or explain why it's 0, or give count.
It should be 0.
So, Georgi, you agree with Nika that this is 0, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And can you explain, Nika, why do you think the derivative of constant function is 0?
Because of slope is 0 and the limit will be also.
Excellent. Very good explanation. Very good explanation. And also we can explain it from this definition of derivative of function. If function is constant, it means that, for example, if fx equals, for example, 7, it means that fx equals 7, but at the same time, fx plus 100, it's also 7. f25, it's also 7. So fx plus h and fx, if we have constant functions, they are the same. So remember that derivative of constant function, it's always 0. Okay, so we can write down 5 prime, it's 0. 100, derivative of 100, it's 0. Okay, very good. Now, my next question is to try. Now, I would like to try what is derivative of a very popular function, very well-known function, fx equals x squared.
2 times x.
How you know, Nika? It seems you already know derivatives. Did you study it in school?
Yes.
Ah, what school did you graduate?
Omarobi.
Oh, I see. Okay. So fx equals x squared, and let's now, yes, derivative of x equals x squared, it's really 2x. But now, let's now find this derivative by this definition. And to find derivative, we should use this definition divided by h, and this is f prime x. And now please help me to find this derivative. In the numerator, oh, I missed here limit. In the numerator, we have here h, and here h approach to 0, fx plus h. What is going to be here? Fx plus h. Fx plus h. Let me ask. Mari Lomidze, are you here, Mari?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you help me, Mari? What is fx plus h in our case? Fx plus h.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I like this answer. I don't know, because it's very clear and it helped me to explain. So fx plus h, look now here, Mari, fx equals x squared. If I will ask, what is f of 7? What will be f of 7?
49.
49, very good. Why? Because x we replaced by 7. Okay, and in the same way, if I want to find what is fx plus h, I need just to replace x by x plus h. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. So remember, please, that it's very good question. I don't know. It's very good question. So fx plus h, and it's x plus h square minus, here we have fx. And what is fx? Fx is x square. Fx is x square. And now let me continue. Okay, so we have here limit h and x plus h square minus x square. We have here x square plus 2 times xh plus h square minus x square, and we can cancel x square minus x square, and also we can divide by h. We can divide by h definitely, because h approaches to 0, but it's not 0. We can't divide by 0, but we can divide with any number which is not 0, even it's very close with 0. So if I will divide by 0, we have limit x to x plus h, and h approach to 0. And now from here, 2x plus h approach to 0, and derivative is going to be 2x. Okay. Now, I would like to ask you to, in the same way, find derivative of function fx equals x. Fx equals x. So this derivative,
Is it 1?
yes, Luca, very good. It's 1. And let's try to find it. This is a limit fx plus h. What is fx plus h in our case? Fx plus h is going to be x plus h minus x divided by h. X minus x, we can cancel. H divided by h, it's 1. And our limit is limit 1, h approach to 0. And hopefully you know that limit of constant, it's the same number. So it's 1. So what I mean, for example, limit 15 and x approaches to any number or to infinity, it does not matter. It's always 15, because this function, it's not dependent from the variable. Okay, any questions about this? So now what we did, it's by definition, based on the definition of derivative, we found derivative of some functions. And also we have formula for derivative. We will use this formula. It's very important formula, and we will use it over and over. And this formula for derivative, it's x to the power n. It's n times x to the power n minus 1. And this formula, it works for any n. For example, let's check how it works, this formula. If n equals to, what we have here, n times x times n minus 1. So 2 times x, and we got this n. What happened if n equals 1? If n equals 1, here we have 0. Here we have 0. And here we have 1. And x to the power 0, you know very well it's 1. So when n equals 1, we have 1. Okay. What is n? What should be n? X to the power n to be 0. Sorry. What should be n? X to the power n to be constant. So let's repeat my question. X to the power n. And I know definitely that this is constant function. What is n?
Zero.
It should be 0 because x to the power 0, it's 1. If n is equal any number except 1, we have variable in the basis. For example, if n is equal to, we have x squared. If n is negative number, we have x to the negative power, and so on. So we know derivative, and we know one of the important formulas in derivatives, x in the power n. Also, we know that a derivative of constant function is 0. And next property of derivative is that constant, we can move out of derivative. I will show it now very soon. Okay, question is now, what is the slope of a constant function? We know it, and we recalled it. What is slope of constant function? Constant, when we have constant function, constant mudmivi. So constant function, it means when, for example, fx equals 5, fx equals 7, and so on. And you know what is graph of this function from the previous classes. Graph of this function is horizontal line, and slope of horizontal line is 0. And also from the derivative, we know that slope is derivative of function, and derivative of constant function is 0. So slope of constant function is 0. Okay. What is the derivative? Fx equals 8. It's 0. Derivative of negative 4. It's 0. Derivative of pi.
It's 0.
It's 0. Very good, Kieresh. Because pi is constant function. Pi it's not rational function, it's irrational function. And you know what is pi? It's ratio circumference by diameter. And it's 0. They are just different denotions of derivative. And derivative of love. Look, and maybe you will use it. So this guy says that derivative for my love for you is 0. And maybe lady became angry, but then this guy explains that because my love for you is constant. Okay, we already told about this power rule. Okay. So I told that we can constant move out of derivative. And what I mean. So let's first of all find derivative of power function. For example, x equals 5 times x to power 7. What will be derivative of this function? Okay, let's do it without 5.
Multiplied
Without
by
5. Derivative of x to the power 7. By formula, what will be derivative?
0.
7x with
Yes,
6.
very good. So I will write this power rule again. Derivative of x to power n. It's n times x to the power n minus 1. And by this formula, we can 7 times x to power 6. Okay. Now, what it means that I can move constant out of derivative. If I have a function c times fx derivative, I can move out c, and this is equal c times f prime x. For instance, if I want to find derivative of 5 times x to the power 7, I can move out 5 out of derivative, x to power 7. And it's going to be 5 times 7 times x to power 6. 35 times x to power 6. Okay. Now, for example, we have fx equals square root x. Any idea how can we find this derivative?
It's x powered
Times 1 over
Yes,
2.
very
right?
good idea. We can represent it as x in the power 1 over 2 and then find derivative. X derivative equals 1/2 times x 1/2 minus 1, and it's
minus 1/2.
negative 1/2. So I can write it 1/2 times square root x. So in general, I don't like to give formulas to memorize it, but I recommend to memorize this formula because we will use it quite often. This formula. So square root x derivative is 1/2 times x. Okay. Any idea how to find derivative of 1/x?
Yeah. It's x powered minus 1, yes?
Very good idea. Very good idea,
And-
Lado.
Yeah.
Very good idea. And finally, we will get minus 1/x.
Yeah.
Also, we will encounter with this derivative very often, and if you will memorize, it will be good to save your time. Okay. Next, what I want to discuss, it's exponential function. And when we discussed exponential function, we talked about magic number e. And one of the advantage of this number e is that this number, using this number, it simplifies formulas in mathematics. And here is one of these examples. And by the way, it's common mistake, what I will show now. A 2 power x derivative and x to power n. A to power x, it's exponential function, and x to power n, this is power function. So they are absolutely different functions. And what is the difference? The difference is that variable x in power function, we have in the base x, and in the exponential function, variable we have in the power. So don't confuse power function and exponential function. So derivative of exponential function, it's e in the power x times ln a. And as for ln a, it's logarithm with base e. So you know another denotions. For example, logarithm a. What it means? Here in the base, there is they have written nothing in the base, and it means that base is 10. And the same we have in case of ln. Sometimes it's called natural logarithm. And ln a, it means it's logarithm with base e, with base this magic number, Euler number. So, what is logarithm 10? Logarithm 10 with base 10. What is this logarithm?
1.
Yes, it's 1. So, please, you should remember, we need it to remember logarithmic functions and basic properties of logarithms. Logarithm 10 is 1. Okay, what is the logarithm of 1?
0.
It's 0. So, in general, a logarithm with base a, b equals c. And what it means? It means that a in the power c equals b. And this is 0 because 10 in the power 0 is 1. And the same here. Okay. So now my next question is, I will write here, what is ln E?
1 because
Yes,
ln means
very good, Rati, very good. It's 1 because ln, it's logarithm with base e, and ln E, it's 1. And I told that this number, it simplifies formulas, and this is this case. It simplifies formulas, and if we have a in the power x, what is this derivative? Please, you know what is, this is exponential function. And you know what is derivative of exponential function. Here is
uh,
derivative of
will
exponential.
it be e times x?
What, Rati, can you say again?
I think it is e times x. In power x, sorry.
E in the power x.
Yes.
Got I right? Your answer, Rati?
Yes, it's right, I think.
Any other idea? Or maybe someone wants to confirm Rati's answer? So we know what is derivative of exponential function. And here in this case, a is e. And ln E, we know that ln E, just a minute, I will write down it here. So e in the power x, by this formula, it's e to power x times ln E. But ln E, we know that this is a logarithm with base e, and it equals 1. So it's e to power x. And this is what I told about, that this magic number, Euler number, one of the advantage of this number is that it simplifies many formulas. And this is one of these examples. Without E, if we have A, we have this formula. But when we use E, we have more simple formula. E to power x, it's again e to power x. Okay, now please take break for 10 minutes and 10. Don't late. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Next property of derivatives, it's derivative of sum of function and difference of function. So I mean, when we have sum of function fx plus gx derivative, it equals derivative of one function plus derivative of another function. And here is example. For instance, if we have two functions, x to the power 5 plus x plus 5, its derivative of x to the power 5 plus derivative of x and plus derivative of 5. Okay, what is derivative of x to power 5? It's 5 times x to power 4. What is derivative of x?
Yes, 1.
Nucha, are you here? Nucha Gogrichiani?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Nucha, what is derivative of x? What do you think? Nucha, derivative of x, it's 1. We told it, I will show again it, look here. Look, we found, based on the definition of derivative, we found when fx equals x, derivative of x, it's 1. And also, we know we can do it by this power rule. X to the power n, it's n times x to power x to power n minus 1. And when we have derivative of x, it's x to the power 1. And it's 1 times x to the power 1 minus 1. And this is 1. So remember it. Derivative of x, it's 1. Okay. Nutsa, what about derivative of 5? What is derivative of 5?
It would also be 1.
Nutsa, 5 is constant function. 5 is constant function.
0.
And do you remember my slide about love? Derivative of my love is constant.
Oh, so it's 0.
Then lady became angry. Then this boy explained that my derivative of my love to you is constant. It's 0 because it's constant. So remember, derivative of any constant function is 0. So finally we have 5 times x to power 4 plus 1. Okay. Now, please now do it independently. I will give a next example. X to the power 3 plus 2 times x plus 7 derivative. Shota, are you here? Lapachi Shota.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, help me, Shota, to write it.
So x cube.
So we need to find derivative of this function, of this sum. And we can write it as x cube derivative plus derivative of 2x and plus derivative of 7. Now, what is derivative of x cube, Shota?
X cubed is
By this formula, look, x to power n. X to power n. It's n times x to power n minus 1.
3 times x squared.
3 times x squared. 3 times x squared, okay. What is derivative of 2x?
1.
Oh,
No, it's-
derivative of x, it's 1. But derivative of 2x, we should use formula and constant. We can move out of derivative. Look, c times fx, this derivative, it's c times derivative of fx. So when we have 2 times x derivative, it's 2 times derivative of x. And derivative of x, we know it's 1, and
it's-
that's why it's 2. And what is now
and 7 is constant, so it's
7 is constant, yes, and derivative is derivative of 7, it's 0. Okay, next example, please. 5 times x to power 4 plus 3 times x to power 4 plus square root x. Mikhail Berishvili, are you here, Mikhail?
Yes, I'm here.
Please help me to find this derivative, Mikhail.
First, we should write 5 times x in power 4 derivative.
Yes.
It's 20.
Oh, very
times-
good, very good. It's 20
Power.
times x cube.
Yes.
Okay, next.
Then 3 times x power 4.
Yes,
It's 12
very good.
times
10
power
times
3.
x to power 3, very good. And finally, square root x. Do you remember I recommended to memorize it? It's 1 over 2 times square root x.
Yes.
Okay. Next example, 1 over x plus 7. Derivative. Mari Lomidze, Mari, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you, Mari?
Okay, 1 divided by x. Okay, I'll say minus 1 divided by x squared.
Oh, very good, very good. Also, I recommended to remember it. And derivative of 7,
Plus 7.
you will never forget it. Derivative of 7, it's constant. It's constant and
it's
derivative.
0.
Of, yes, yes. Very good, very good. Okay. So I hope it's clear for everyone. I hope it's clear for everyone. If we have, for instance, cube square x to power 5, and we need to find this derivative. Never mind, we can represent it as x in the power
5/4/3.
5/3, and then we can use the same formula. Then we have the same formula. Chingiz, are you here? Chingiz Muradov. Chingiz, are you here? Okay. Okay. Let me to continue. Now, for instance, we have a function fx equals x squared. You know very well what is graph of this function.
Parabola.
Yes, it's parabola. It's parabola. It opens upward. And this is our graph of this function. Okay. Now, my question is now, what is the slope? What is the slope of this graph at the point x equals 0? So, what is the slope of the tangent of this graph? By the way, look, maybe I missed to explain. Slope of graph. It's the same as slope of tangent of graph. So it's difficult to imagine what is slope of curve when we have curve, but it's easy to imagine what is slope of tangent, because tangent, it's a line, and we know very well what is slope of tangent line. So let's first answer my question. What is tangent of this graph at the point x equals 0? X equals 0, it's here, this point. And what is the slope at this point? This x-axis. This is a tangent line. And what is the slope of this tangent line? Slope of this tangent line, slope of this tangent line is 0, because it's horizontal line. Okay, now, for example, I have a function. I have this parabola. And here is point 2. Okay. My question is, what is tangent line of this parabola at the point x equals 2? Okay, first of all, help me to write down equation of this. First of all, help me to write down equation of this graph.
Fx equals x time plus 2, because it is shifted up by 2 points.
So, very good, Rati. So, equation of this graph is x squared plus 2. Okay, my next question. What is the slope? Sorry, what is the tangent line of this graph at the point x equals 0. So x equals 0. By the way, when I'm telling that at the point x equals 0, I mean that at the point 0, 2, because to indicate point in the plane, we need two coordinates. And when I'm told x equals 0, I mean then when x equals 0, in this value of x, for this value of x, fx equals 2. And that's why I mean point 0, 2. So they are the same. I can ask, what is the tangent line at the point x equals 2? Or I can ask you, what is the tangent line at the point 0, 2? Can you tell me what is the tangent line? How I can pass this tangent line? If I will pass line in this way, is it tangent line?
No, it's fx equal to.
Very good, Michael. Very good, Michael. So it's not tangent line, of course. It's just secant line. And as for tangent line it's horizontal line, and this is tangent line. Heavy, tangent line. Okay. Now, my next question is, what is slope of tangent line? We agreed that fx, or I will write as y equals 2. This is equation of this tangent line. Y equals 2. Okay. My next question is, what is slope of this tangent line? Y equals 2.
0.
Okay. Okay, let me ask Mariam Natroshvili. Are you here, Mariam?
Yes.
Do you agree that slope of this line is 0?
Yes.
Okay. Why, Mariam? Why do you think that slope of the tangent line is 0?
Because
Because it's horizontal line.
slope
It's horizontal line. It's absolutely enough explanation. It's horizontal line. So we agreed that slope of tangent line is 0. Slope of tangent line is 0. Okay. My next question is, what is slope of graph fx equals x squared plus 2 at the point 0, 2?
It's 0. I
It's
understand
0.
now.
It's 0 because slope of graph, we defined as slope of tangent line. So slope of graph and slope of tangent line, they are the same. We defined slope of graph as slope of tangent line. Okay, very good, very good. We agreed about it, and it's good. And now, okay, but now I want to find slope of line, slope of tangent line, not at this point, y equals 0. It was very easy. It was very easy because it was very clear, it was obvious that it's horizontal line. But now I want to find slope of tangent line, not at the point x equals 0, but at the point x equals 1. For example, here is 1. So I passed this tangent line, and now I want to find slope of function, and this is the same as slope of this tangent line at the point x equals 1. So what I need now to find slope of tangent line at, how can I write it? At the point x equals 1, or more clear explanation, if I will explain that at the point 1, and please help me to write down second coordinate.
3.
What, Rati?
3.
Very good, Michael, very good. Second coordinate is 3, and if it's unclear for someone, how we got 3? Because we have a function fx equals x squared plus 1, and we just replaced x by 1, and it's 1 squared plus 2, and it's going to be 3. Okay, now I think our problem is absolutely clear. And now please help me by idea how to find slope of tangent line. If we will find slope of tangent line, it will be also slope of graph at the point x equals 1, or we can say at the point 1, 3. Okay. Any idea, please, how to find slope? M. Slope we denote it by M. Rati, do you have idea?
As I remember, if we have 4 coordinates of linear function, we can find it's y1 minus y2 over x1.
Yes, Rati, yes, it's very good explanation. It's very good. It's very good. But here, problem here is that we have only one point, Rati, only one point. We have no other point.
I think, okay.
We have only one point, and that's why we need derivative. That because listen very careful, to determine a line, what we need, it's sufficient to find equation of line. It's sufficient to know one point, and direction of this line. And here we know direction of this line because we know that this line is tangent of this graph, and only one tangent is here. Only one tangent is here. So if this line would be second line, we would find 2 points and then find slope of this tangent line. But here problem is, and that's why we need derivative, and that's why derivative is very important and very revolutionary concept in mathematics, that we have here no 2 points. We know very well what is M. Difference of coordinates divided by difference of first coordinates. But here, unfortunately, we have only 1 point. And any idea who can help me? Nika Esakia, could you please help me? Nika Lukawa,
Yes.
please, Nika, help us.
And what should we find? I'm sorry. Could you tell me the question?
Yes, Nika. By the way, take into account that one of the problem of online teaching and learning is that distraction. So it's normal if you are distracted, but you should always try to return back to lecture. So I will explain, Nika, and please, if someone is distracted, listen me now. I will repeat our problem again. So, Nika, we successfully found slope of tangent line at the point x equals 0. Now we need to find slope of tangent line at the point x equals 1. Or also we can say at the point 0 or at the point 1, 3.
Maybe it will be derivative of the function.
So, in fact, we need first to find derivative of function, and I would like to recall again that this is geometrical interpretation of derivative, that derivative of function is slope of function. So first of all, here we need to find derivative. F prime x is going to be, what is derivative of this function? Who can help me?
2x.
Yes, it's 2x. It's 2 times x. Okay. Okay, thank you, Nika. Now I want to ask to Luca Sanakuevi. Are you here, Luca?
Yes, I'm here.
Luca, could you please help me? We found derivative f prime x equals 2x. But
Yes.
question is, what is the slope of tangent line at the point x equals 1? How can we find it?
If we just put x
Very
1
good.
in,
Very good. Excellent. Very good. Very good. So it would be m. It would be f prime 1, and it's going to be 2 times 1, and it's 2. We have just found slope of tangent line at the point 1. By the way, we verbally decided that slope of tangent line at the point x equals 0, it's horizontal line. And slope of this tangent line is 0. However, we can find it from this formula also, because in this case, at the point x equals 0, we should find f prime 0, and f prime of 0 is 2 times 0, and it's 0. But we already found it verbally because it was obvious, it was very clear then. Tangent line at the point x equals 0, it's 0. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Please, if any questions, ask to help me.
Have we found slope of the graph?
Luca, sorry, say again.
Have we found the slope of the graph?
Oh, very good, very good. I missed to say it. The same at the same time, this slope of tangent line at the same time, this is slope of graph at the point x equals 1. At the point x equals 1. Okay, now, please, can we now write down equation of this tangent line? Equation of this tangent line. So let's try to find the equation of this tangent line. We know that equation of line is it's m times x plus b, m times x plus b, and we already know what is m. So equation of this tangent line I can write as 2 times x plus b. Is it clear for everyone? So why I can write it? Because I know in general slope intercept form of line, it's y equals m times x plus b. We have just found m, it's 2, and that's why y equals 2 times x plus b. So to find the equation of line, what I need to find b.
B.
And
And B is
any
1.
idea how to find b?
We have to put in the coordinates of the 1.13.
Oh, excellent, Mari, excellent. Because this point 1, 3, they are point of our curve. Our curve, I mean x squared plus 2, but at the same time, they are point and this point located in the line, in this tangent line. So we can put it here, and it's going to be 3 equals 2 times 1 plus b. And from here, b equals 1. And finally, I can write down equation of tangent line. Y equals 2 times x plus 1. Any questions?
No, I just want to say something.
Okay,
I
Luca.
just mentioned that Nick Alukawa has answered to the question around 3 or 4 minutes ago in the chat.
I did not read chat, Luca. Just a minute. Just a minute. So this class, it's recorded. I will stop now this recording. Just a minute.